Hey guys, can I come at you a whole new different video? Today we're going to be reviewing the Titans, the Teen Titans. Yes, this is totally the thing I wanted. No, we're going to be reviewing not this. We're going to be reviewing the TV show, the Titans TV shows on the DC app. Boom, right there. Good timing. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I really want to get into this. I really want to review season 1, season 2. But yeah, a brief little thing. I hope you guys are liking these videos. Please like and subscribe, and if you want to hit the notification bell, I'm pretty sure it's there. Go on, okay. Now, because all this week, I wanted to tell you guys there's going to be a chaos week. So it's going to be a chaotic week for me because I'm editing and cutting these videos and starting these videos. I'm very tired. I just posted my last video. That's going to be there's going to be a card that pops up right here. Yeah, that's going to pop up. Please watch my previous video at the beginning of Chaos Week. That's on my Monday video. Today's Tuesday, so I'll be uploading my Tuesday video. It's going to probably hit around like maybe 10, probably 10 o'clock in the morning. Hope you guys really watch it because it's a lot of hard work. And I'm very tired. Making these videos are really hard. It takes a lot of energy to keep going with these videos. So please like and subscribe and comment below. And please tell me if you guys want to see more Chaos Week. Now, as you guys clearly tell, I'm wearing my Nightwing sweater. You guys can't tell. This thing is very tight. I bought this about 3 years ago. I gained a little bit of weight. So this is a little bit tight. Even my hat, that's got to be loose because my head's huge. So anyway, to review the Titans. Now, I want to give you a precursor of the episodes. Season 1 was, not my favorite, but I guess we should start getting into this. Alright, so if you guys haven't seen season 1 or season 2, go to watch this or go to Netflix for those of you guys who are not in the States, because I don't think that it's in this out of countries yet. So if you guys don't have this, go and watch it on Netflix. But anyway, talk about Titans season 1. Season 1, we get a brief cursory about some of the heroes. Robin was a police detective. Raven ran away from home after a cult tried to hurt her mother. She went to Dick because she had a dream about it. He starts gathering up heroes. They go to the Doom Platoon house where they meet Beast Boy. Beast Boy helps them out and joins them along with Starfire. We don't really get to know too much about Starfire. She loses a little bit of her memory. Eventually she starts getting her memories back and using her powers. Raven didn't really have much control over her powers. They get kidnapped. Raven gets kidnapped. They save Raven. That basically was the first season. It wasn't that great. We got to meet Jason Todd, Hawk and Dove. They had both versions. They had the two brothers and the Hawk and Dove, the male and female version, and that's usually the ones a lot of people kind of go to. But most people really commonly know thanks to Justice League is the male and the both male ones. But there's been like at least two. There's been the female and the male one, and then there's like male and female. So anyway, we get to meet Hawk and Dove. Eventually they all get gathered up to this. Most of the Titans would be Dick, Starfire, Beast Boy, and Raven. Beast Boy gets messed with their brain. They're messing with their brains. Eventually, they broke out and put an end to the evil cult for what we think now. We meet Raven's real mom, and apparently she was in the comic books. She didn't really knew that he was an evil space demon, Trigon, and she conceived the child with him. So anyway, that's they go to the cabin. She used Raven to open a portal to free Trigon. Usually that's why he has kids, to have to open portals to different worlds and different universes. That's why he has kids. That's why he needs to have kids. And it pretty much just ends right there with Trigon escaping. And I was really kind of happy because the actor who got playing Trigon was one of my favorite characters from Castle. If you guys have never seen Castle, it's a detective series that was on ABC about 8 or 7 seasons. A really good show. Suggest you guys watch. Nick Affiliate, amazing. So yeah, that's pretty much what season 1 captured. They save Raven. Yeah, it was a little disappointing. There was a couple of good episodes where Dick and Jason had a good episode where they were going after. I can't wait. They were going after the guy who killed Dick's parents, Tony Zuko. And the son came after Dick for what he did to his father and left him out in the gunfire. Technically, Dick didn't kill him, but that still was kind of messed up. Now, the season 2, Trigon's messing with their brains. They get their brains mind-washed a lot. Brainwashed a lot. And it's Trigon's trying to get into the dark side because he needs to build an evil army like he did in the the Teen Titans Judas contract. He mind controls the Justice League to take over, use some of them to take over the world. So he does take over mostly all of the Titans except Beast Boy. And that was a really good thing because Beast Boy was pretty much the only one who was not mind controlled besides Raven. So Trigon eventually mind controls all of her friends. He takes her heart and puts the diamond in her head, the diamond that the crystal she always has in her head, like she does in the comics and the TV shows and movies. And it pretty much enhanced her powers to a point that she couldn't control. But that was, rest of season 2. Eventually, they get saved by Beast Boy and Raven, freeing Dick's mind, and they did curve stomp Beast Boy, and pretty much that was like the first episode. And she did defeat Trigon, kind of, maybe, we don't know. So the rest of the episodes are pretty much the Titans coming together. Dick reforms the Teen Titans. Well, not the Teen Titans, but they call themselves the Titans. And thanks to Jason, if you guys didn't see the preview promos about it, Jason pretty much announced it on TV, like, the Titans are back! And guess who was watching? It was Destro, living out in the cabin, pretty much being whatever he wanted to be. Thanks to, but there was a reason, he came, so he was going to go after him. He freed Dr. Light. Dr. Light hurt a friend of Hawk and Dove, so they came back to the tower. They don't actually have the full T-Tower. I was kind of disappointed they didn't have the full T-Tower. But that's a lot of money to, CG a whole T-Tower. That's why, if it does go to HBO Max, I'll be very, very happy about it, because they could just make the T-Tower. But they do call it the Tower. It's one of Bruce's Batman, Bruce Wayne's many, many hideouts, because he has a lot of them. There was once Batman, it's tangent, in the Batman storyline, he was Doctor Strange, Hugo Strange messed with his brain. Technically, he would be Doctor, because he's a doctor. Messed with his brain, released the gas, and he made him think everybody was a zombie. And he had little hideouts all around the world. Well, yeah, all around the world. He has one, mostly all through Gotham. Alright, tangent over. Okay, so the Titans get together to bring down Deathstroke, because they realized that they had to bring... And first they were going after Dr. Light, because they thought Dr. Light would be the one who messed with them, but apparently it was Deathstroke. Deathstroke was the one who freed Dr. Light and then killed Dr. Light. He did capture Jason. People really thought he was going to be the one who killed him instead of Joker, but he was saved at the last minute by Connor. Yes, Connor Kent was in the show, and he was amazing. He was really cool, and I just gotta say, I really loved that show. I really liked it. He played the simple one. There's multiple versions of Connor and how you would play it. Like in Superman the Doomsday movie that just came out, that version of him was a little bit more 90s and full edge dad, and that was pretty much was his kind of character. But this version was a little bit more, what's that? What's that? What's that? He did eventually learn his origins, that he was half Superman and half Lex Luthor. I mean, he's Lex Luthor, pure, dang, nasty, evil, just evil. So anyway, so eventually the Titans help him. After he was shot by Cadmus, he broke out of Cadmus and he was shot. There's also Superdog, Crypto the Superdog, who was also mutated by using Superman's DNA. Now he actually is fully Kryptonian, whereas Connor, he's only half Kryptonian. Apparently, human genes is a little bit easier to graft onto than just making a full-on Kryptonian. At least that's what we saw in Young Justice. And a good cop-out. So So the Titans get Connor and Superdog, and they have to take the bullet out. They go, Raven was able to take the bullet out, and Starfire was able to use her powers to activate activate his healing generation because the bullet was killing him slowly. And makes it Raven they capture the power. And I don't know, because me and my brother, we had a discussion about it. He said he didn't see this, but it looked like Connor and Starfire have a little thing going on. This never has been done in the comic books. There's been a lot of relationships with the super people, the Superman and his family. There's been one with Power Girl and Batman. I can't remember the comic book, but there was one with Power Girl and Batman. Supergirl did have a thing for Dick. There's been like the Superman family and the Batman family have been very close for years. So there has been certain relationships going here and there. And in the anime universes with the Justice League, Lois did have a real thing with Bruce. So there has been a thing. So later on, they get the Titans break up again because Dick didn't tell the Titans what really happened. So they all had a plan because Deathstroke was hired to kill an ambassador for Themyscira. But Aqualad, this is sort of a flashback of why the Titans had to break up in the first place. But Aqualad shot the laser pointer and took the bullet instead. Wonder Girl tried to stop Deathstroke, but he got away. And they went full on, we gotta get this guy, we gotta get him now. So they decided to, break some rules. They went after his son, Jericho. Jericho is mute in this. They pretty much did, they were more faithful than Arrow, the Green Arrow, and how they were a little bit more faithful than Arrow has been. Jericho is Asian, half Asian, but he knows sign language, which I was so happy about. He kind of did. He looks a little bit he looks nothing like his comic book counterpart. He looks nothing. They pretty much keep it fairly accurate. Deathstroke was a mercenary who was a full-on good military man, and they mutated his skin for a super soldier project. But they kind of did both storylines. They lied to Wade Wilson about. They lied to Wilson that says this is supposed to be against True Serum, but what the real truth is, they were trying to make a super soldier out of him, but and it turned him a little bit insane. It looks like the Murapuru from Arrow, like he was bleeding out of the eyes and everything. So eventually it worked. Jericho, but when he had a child, he realized that his powers was going to his kids. So Jericho has the powers to jump into other people's bodies through his eyes. They only showed it a little bit. He didn't want to tell his mom, he didn't want him to freak out his mom. So he just kept it a secret between him and his mom. They actually had a really good relationship until mercenaries came there and slit Jericho's throat. He lived, but he was mute after that and learned sign language. So Jericho and his mom have a little bit more closer relationship. They're a little bit more guarded against Deathstroke because Deathstroke is insane and his world is purely really bad. So that's pretty much what. So that's where Dick comes into the picture. He finds him and befriends them. They all befriend him and use him to find Deathstroke. Because you find the son, you find the father. Eventually, they tell him the truth because they realize they can't keep messing with the kid like this. They really like him. They don't want him to be hurt. So they tell him the truth, and he takes it pretty good because his father was a bad person who did kill their friend. And he said, I understand why you guys did this. I probably would have never even told him, or I don't know. At the moment, you realize that was a really good thing they did, and they finally told him, and they made him part of the team. He even shows off his powers and how it had Hawk dancing, doing the moonwalk. Oh, yeah! That was my worst Michael. I'm Michael Jackson. And eventually, Deathstroke come after them because what they did, like violently, that felt like too deep for him. He goes after Dick, and he hurts Wonder Girl pretty bad, even though she has super strength. Use a bomb to hurt her and some of her Amazonian people. He and Dick went after him and he came at him hard, but Dick couldn't win. There was no chance of him winning. He got shut down by Deathstroke. Eventually, Jericho came there and saved his life, but in doing so, at the last minute, when Deathstroke was about to kill him, Jericho stepped in front of him and took the sword, kind of like he did in the comics, and a body jumped into his body and left Dick broken, battered. As Vision Window and the Titan broke up, and that's where we meet Dick in season 1. That's that version of Dick from season 1. Now we're back in the present, and the Titans are all really mad at Dick because they didn't tell him all the information. They pretty much all leave Dick. Dick eventually leaves the tower as well. So Raven already left with Corey, went to find Corey, and Ravager left too with Jason. Jason was part of the episode. She was one. So Ravager had a little bit of spoiler. If you guys haven't seen it, like the episodes has been out for a while. It's been like at least a month or two. And I don't think I really need to put a spoiler, but like a small spoiler. They had a Judas contract type of thing, which I thought they handled pretty well. That'd be really cool if they said Judas contract. Probably, because they said that once. Bam! Judas contract. Way it came up. Amazing. So that's pretty much. They had a Judas contract with his daughter. He even stabs her eye out to make sure that the Titans wouldn't question her and won't believe her. Ever. So eventually she starts having a feeling from Jason, and she eventually tells Jason that she was working for Deathstroke. He even asked her to manipulate and mess with the Titans. Dick went to jail briefly, and eventually he came across people who came into the country illegal while he was in prison, and they taught him about the bird who usually comes in the night and saves people in the middle of the night and helps them. Like the Night Wing. Caw! Now, this is kind of a brief departure from what the original story was. So the Nightwing was there's been at least 3. There's this one in Krypton. There was a Kryptonian bird called the Nightwing that was a vigilante and who helped people. Also, when Superman went to Canada, Canada was like a shrunken down city. He flew in there and helped out the people. And decided to go, since he didn't have his powers, he decided to do what Batman did. Along with Jimmy Olsen, he took the name Nightwing, and his partner took the name Flamebird. That was also used in Gotham, which I think was a pretty good idea. At least the last line. So that's pretty much the origin of Nightwing, if you guys ever wanted to know. So, those liars, it's going to be a very long video. So eventually, Dick breaks out of prison and realizes that he can't realize what the story, realize what's going on and why Deathstroke is just mess with them instead of killing them. And he realized what's going on. Eventually, he didn't. Before he went to prison, he didn't have a conversation with Jericho's mother, and Deathstroke was there, and pretty much give him a very loose threat. Like, if you form the Titans again, I will put you down for good, and I'll put all of them down. So he goes to prison, and then he finally breaks out with, and ironically, where Starfire and Raven were about to break him out, and he writes on the wall like, I know who he is, and he goes back to Jericho's house and meets his mom again. And his mom at first didn't knew, but like when she met him the last couple of times, she knew that was Jericho. Eventually, she knew Jericho has powers, so. That's what she knew, and Dick realized that Dick has to have a new suit. He goes to a place where Bruce has a bunch of engineers. So I was a little bit against this part. So Bruce has a bunch of engineers who knows his secret identity and builds a suit for him. Now, this was actually a big departure from a lot of the Batman, because he never was a little bit more. They made a little bit more kind of a Tony Stark, and Batman was definitely promoted a little bit more. Well, not Batman, but Bruce Wayne was thrown in a little bit more in there. They used his character a lot, so that's pretty much was that. There was a side story with Starfire with her sister. Her sister got one of their bodyguards that Starfire had a brief relationship with, and she killed her. She had her friend and a person she kind of loved. Killed him and told her that she can't come back, and kind of banished Starfire's powers. That's a brief side story. Anyway, back to the T-Tower. Beast Boy and Connor finally wakes up from his coma. He was in Beast Boy and Connor will go out to the town. Beast Boy tried to teach Connor how to be a hero and how to stand up to people. But Connor accidentally believes that a cop was a bad person, and he hurt a bunch of people, and he eventually gets captured by the. Eventually gets captured, and they experiment on his mind. And then they capture Beast Boy as well. They break into the tower, and he just like, boosh. And it was pretty bad for Beast Boy. He even gets mind controlled again, just like Connor also gets mind controlled. Eventually they were going to sell Connor off to use as a weapon. I guess in multiple countries, Lex Luthor was behind a lot of it, but we didn't get to see Lex Luthor. We got to kind of see Lex Luthor's father. Guys ever want to see a good Lex Luthor origin story, I suggest watching Smallville. It's great. It's on Hulu. So anyway, we get to pretty much the ending of it. They to sell Connor and Beast. To sell Connor, they have to make a reason for Connor to exist. So they use Beast Boy to attack a fair, and he destroys it, and he kills, and he's eating people. They always want Beast Boy to eat people. They already tested him previously to hurt someone who a girl who kind of had a crush on him, and he kills all of them and eats them. And then they used him again to hurt people at the fair, and Connor comes there and pretty much beats him down. At this point, the Titans were also coming there to save him, but Deathstroke came there and it was about to end them. Because Nightwing came out of nowhere with the new suit, the Nightwing suit. They never said Nightwing yet. They didn't really he didn't give himself a name yet. He fights them. It's still kind of one-sided, and then his daughter came there. There was a side story where she finally finds them, and the Ravager finally finds Deathstroke, and he's like, your mom and I didn't really mean anything. She was just a truck stop waitress. We just had to deal, and then you came along. I really didn't know, but he paid for her to make sure she had a nice life, made sure she had everything she ever needed, even for her stepfather. Like that's why he paid for his membership at the club and everything. He pretty much but she eventually wants more from her father, and he allows her to get involved. He even trains her to be the Ravager. So anyway, the big final battle with Deathstroke, they eventually, Ravager beats him and stabs him the way he stabbed Jericho. Jericho's been stuck in his mind, can't overwhelm him like he did with most people when he jumps in people's body. He's just stuck in there. He keeps him pretty much hostage. Once she stabs him, he can't control his mind long enough, so he jumps into his sister's body. That's a weird sentence. Eventually, they pretty much, Deathstroke is dead. He's dead. Spoiler alert, also. So that's pretty much it for Deathstroke's storyline. Now we go over to the Cadmus storyline. That's the name, Cadmus. Where Cadmus and Mercy Graves is using Connor to sell weapons to the highest bidder. Batman starts messing with them and hacks their lines and disconnects it. Bruce, he's just a full-on tool sometimes. If Lex Luthor found out, he would have ended Bruce, but like he really stands a chance. So they eventually break Beast Boy. Raven breaks Beast Boy out of his mind control. They help him out, and then they go to Connor. So the people who are going to find him is Wonder Girl and Dove, and that's pretty much it. Because right now, Starfire doesn't have her powers right now. So it's pretty much like that from that Justice League scene where Wonder Woman fights Superman, and you can tell it's a one-side fight. Even right there, you can tell, which is a little bit different because Superboy's human, so it makes him kind of a little bit weaker. And Wonder Girl is an Amazonian and is just as strong as Wonder Woman. So she should be, the fight should have been a little bit less one-sided. But it was one-sided. Eventually, Raven captured, they eventually held down Superboy so Dick can talk to him. And they didn't really have a real conversation in the show, but eventually Dick breaks him out. They even had like a whole thing where he was staying in the cornfield like they did in Justice League. They killed a lot of it from Justice League, so that's pretty much what it was. And eventually they break him out. They stop Mercy Graves. They put her in prison. But some light fixture, well, like a big pole full of lights and stuff, fell, and nobody else was going over there for some reason. And Wonder Girl held it, and she got shocked to death, and she died. Spoiler, I guess. Unearned Death was kind of boring. Didn't really like it. I wish they didn't go for that, but they did. Wonder Girl does die a few times in the comic books. She's kind of like Jean Grey in the universe. Well, Raven's more like their Jean Grey because Raven dies a little bit more. So what I gotta say for this show, it is the season was like 8, an 8 out of 10. I highly suggest you guys watch it. Try and find it on Netflix if you guys are not in the States or the DC app. I should highly suggest you guys buy it. Get it. It's like $6 a month. I use it. I love watching it. All my family likes watching it. It's a really good show. I really suggest you guys to watch it too. Thank you guys so much. Sorry this video went on for so long. Please like and subscribe and comment below. Also remember that Khaos Week is here this week. So there's going to be another video. What day is it? Today's Tuesday. It's going to be another video Wednesday. So there's going to be another video Wednesday. It's going to be a kind of reaction video. And I hope you guys can't wait because it's kind of a fun game. I played it was the reaction video. It's kind of fun, and I really hope you guys watch it. So that pretty much is everything, right? Yeah. All right. Goodbye, good night. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep. Deuces, guys.